The Giant Killer, SHAUN CLARIDA.
Talk to me, Giant Killer, let's go.
That guy's too small. There's no way he's gonna put the muscle on that he needs to be able to be competitive, let alone win the Olympia.
This is why just being the big guy went big today. It's time to kill him.
This is 16 years of hard work.
Yes! What? Look at that, do you see that?
We have one goal, plan A, that is to win the title. Anything less than that is a loss.
But the hungry athlete right now, he wants to win.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the story of the giant killer, SHAUN CLARIDA, a man who, measuring only 1.58 meters, has managed to question the true limits of bodybuilding. Today we are going to know an unpublished story that has not seen the light and that is documented from beginning to end. We will be able to know the aspirations of a boy who was very afraid of chemistry and who posted in forums back in 2006 and published his videos of his competitions on the internet, asking the opinion of the internet, and that today is neither more nor less than Mr. Olympia. The story of SHAUN CLARIDA is the story of a very short boy who wrestled in high school and weighed only 46 kilos. It was in this sport that he got his first taste of the discipline that bodybuilding would require several years later. But SHAUN's beginnings were a bit more unusual than those of the other gym users. Not quite clear on why he wanted to compete, SHAUN fell in love with the whole process that goes into bodybuilding training. I want you to see SHAUN CLARIDA's words.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, I didn't even know what a pro card was back then. No joke. I just love competing. I literally did, I think it was like 3 or 4 shows within a month. Because I just, like, there's a show, I was going to it.
Were you still natural at that time?
Still natural, yeah.
So obviously good genetics.
Yeah, I was just driving to, you know, any state that had a show I was going to, any city, whatever. I just love the process, again, just getting on stage. But it wasn't until the following year, in 2006, is when I kind of got more serious. I turned pro as a natural athlete at the natural leagues. One guy's like, hey, you think about getting a pro card maybe at the next level? I was like, I didn't know what that really meant as far as IFBB went.
So you weren't following bodybuilding? You didn't know like the Olympia? You didn't know any of the stars?
I didn't follow any of that.
So you had no idol?
No idea. I couldn't tell you who Mr. Olympia was at the time.
Get out of here. In 2006, you didn't know who was Mr. Olympia?
Serious.
And 16 years later, you Mr. Olympia yourself?
Honestly, again,
That's crazy.
I never followed to that extent. I didn't know really what the IFBB even was.
Right. You know, when you backstage, you think everybody's bigger than you.
Oh, always.
What does it feel like for you? Because you got to look up on everybody. It feels like there's all monsters around you.
I try to like go in a corner and be by myself. Like you saw me backstage this year, I was away from everybody.
I know.
You know, and that's like, it was discouraging. I'm like looking at myself, looking at him, like, shit, this is good.
SHAUN from his early days was the shortest competitor whenever he stepped out on the stage. He knew this was a handicap he couldn't fight. However, he could become the most complete bodybuilder, and for that he took small steps year by year until he could measure himself against the greatest.
You never make those huge 20, 30, 40-pound jumps, so you took your time.
Yep.
And it shows. I mean, I think that's why you are where you're at today, because you took your time. You know, I mean, 2006 was 14 years. So when did you make the switch over to the NPC? What year was that?
Well, during that whole time between 2005 to 2009, I was obviously learning more about the sport and the IFBB, and they were kind of trying to pull me into going to the NPC Nationals, getting a pro card. Like, you'll kill the bantamweight class. I still wasn't ready. I still didn't feel comfortable. I decided to make the switch in 2011. So 2011, NPC Mid-Atlantic, same show I started with. I actually won the bantamweight class in the overall. And I was about 130 pounds back then.
CLARIDA finished his amateur career weighing just over 60 kilos. No one could have imagined that a bodybuilder with such a low weight could become a professional. However, after years of hard work, CLARIDA would get the long-awaited professional card and thus could get into the professional arena, and who knows if someday find the pass to the Mr. Olympia.
So you're pretty much used to winning.
Well, it wasn't until the Nationals that year where I got smoked. Completely smoked.
When you said smoked, where did you place?
Last call out.
On the other hand, SHAUN CLARIDA's career would not get off to the best start one might expect. Shaun became a regular at the last few calls. For several years, he failed to establish himself at the top of the professional championships. He had to slowly open that step-by-step and add muscle mass in the same way year by year. He tells how in the New York Pro, he came in 13th place to present himself the following year and repeat that last call-out. But that consequently he would climb positions year after year to achieve a 7th place, a 3rd place, and finally in the New York Pro, achieving his qualification for the long-awaited Mr. Olympia.
See, I like how you take defeat, not only defeat, it's almost like embarrassment, and take it and go back to the gym, where others would probably say, you know what, I might be too short for this, they just don't like me, you know, they're trying to find an excuse not to turn it around and just use it as fuel and come back even better.
Exactly.
We reached 2017, and this is the year of SHAUN CLARIDA's debut in the Mr. Olympia. He gets a 9th place, being the champion, the king of the category 212 Flex Luis, who had been an inspiration for Shaun throughout his career as a bodybuilder. But the real change in Shaun's mentality would come a year after that debut on the big stage. In the year 2018, the critics already began to acclaim and recognize the shortest competitor among the shortest, who began to be named and to take into account a man who, despite not standing out for his great size, did stand out from the rest by the brutal condition and the rockiness that can be seen in his muscles. A physique that comes bursting, round, for many a miniature Ronnie Coleman. And this is where Shaun begins to believe what he is capable of achieving. To achieve.
18 is when it really set in for me, because I was in that first call out with Flex Lewis, David Henry, Jose Raymond, Ashkenani. That's when it's like, I'm in his first call out. These are the guys I looked up to, that I was watching on YouTube when I was doing my cardio as an amateur. I met Flex in 2008 at a local event, and I was just mesmerized. And I said, this guy's amazing. I followed his journey, and he's somebody I looked up to and watched. But being now on stage with him in that same call out, man, that was it for me. That was motivating. And that was the year that he made his last 212 show. That was 2018. And then for me, it told me, like, I'm in this first call out, like, my time is coming. Like, I can win this, you know? And obviously that next year, the title was wide open, and I was hungry as ever to come back better and improved on my 2018 package.
The giant killer, SHAUN CLARIDA.
And so it was that in the year 2019, just 1 year after Flex Luis spoke to him, Shaun came 3rd behind Kamal El-Garni and Derek Lansford, and began to see it possible to crown a trajectory that had begun 13 years earlier. The year was now 2020, and SHAUN CLARIDA had a lot of work ahead of him. His intention was to go all out this year, and for that he had days of very hard training ahead of him. But that alone might not be enough, so Shaun decided to put himself in the hands of the best and go to one of the most recognized men in the entire fitness industry for advice. If Shaun wanted to improve his stance, what better way to do it than to go to the true master of it all, Kai Green?
Every pose starts from the floor up, yes? Let's do it. But don't let your abs go, yes. Yeah, because they want to see you midsection. They want to see you let it go. You're the hungry athlete. You're ready today. Let's do it. Now we start. 1, 2, 3. I want to contract them. At the same time, though, I want to try to turn. Why am I saying this? Because this is award-winning. This right here on you is award-winning. You got a lot of good stuff here, dude. But you got to show it. If you don't show it, you breathing, because you got to breathe, right? But the hungry athlete right now, he wants to win. He wants to show his best. He wants that more than his next breath. You get me? So you suck that shit in, you hold it, squeeze it, let's go. We don't start counting until we start to see those muscles contract. Yes! What? Look at that, do you see that shit? Fine. You got it there, so flex, yeah, okay. All right, relax for a second. So, in the morning, when you doing your abs, you need to do these. I want to stretch. You see what you feel right there? That's what you're feeling for. You got to do that, because right here, is where that counts. It counts here. So now when I reach back here, I'm doing this side tricep. That's what that is. I competed against Branch Warren, I'll never forget it. But my God, every time he turned to the side, he did this shot and he owned it. Maybe he stood next to Sylvia Sandroom, did that shot and destroyed him. Sylvia had great halves, he had nice minutes, I just rolled up there. But when Branch hit the shot, he showed you all the years of neurological awareness that he had. Contractors explaining the reason. You have all of that.
It is my honor to be able to have this exchange with you, man. This is
I appreciate it. Again, talking to you every single weekend is kind of just getting more and more motivation and more inspiration. It's kind of just keep my head right, keep me in the right direction. Seriously.
I am very, very proud of you, dude. Very, very proud of you. That's awesome. Stay on your game plan, though. I hope we didn't take you too far off of it to do this.
Not at all.
Yeah, you know.
It's definitely a step in the right direction.
From that day on, Kai Green showed him the way, but Shaun still had everything to prove. The Mr. Olympia of the year 2020 was coming up, and he wanted to bring it home.
Hey, motherfucker!
Shaun was facing a unique opportunity. This year, he was not just another candidate, but one of the favorites to win the title.
We are officially one day out from the 2020 Mr. Olympia. It's Thursday. We made sure we stayed focused and kept our eyes on the prize.
Yeah.
And again, you guys, my motto all year is no plan B. So that's it.
Walk around me. Just one more fight about your leadership, and I will straight up leave. 'Cause I've had enough of this,
I was talking about this small version of Ronnie Coleman. Round, pool, exploding. He's not as wide, and maybe those guys are hoping that they can get him on a whip. But you've seen pose by pose, he was just way overpowering.
And that Mr. Olympia, Shaun was looking incredibly good. He knew that he had done his homework, that the conditioning and tuning had not failed, and now it was just a matter of seeing if his line fit together to be no more and no less than Mr. Olympia to do. And that Mr. Olympia would result in a battle of two between SHAUN CLARIDA and Kamal El Garni. It was the rockiness and roundness of Shaun against the veteran and structure of Kamal. The two arrived very conditioned, with an almost perfect setup, and everything was to be decided.
The check for
You want to be the chosen one, that's all it is. The hard work.
To our winner. And new
Oh, there it is right there.
the giant killer, Shaun
And he deserved it.
Clarida.
And he had finally done it. This was the reward for 16 years of training, but also 16 years of criticism and doubt. In the end, though, passion and determination to achieve a goal won out.
Be a champion, your new champ, Shaun Clarida, the giant killer.
started out as a bantamweight back in 2012 when I turned pro. You know, again, everyone doubted me. They said, hey, your career's over. You're too small. You're never going to win a pro show. You're never going to be a good pro. You should just quit. Why waste your time? Not only am I on Olympia stage for the 6th time consecutively, but I'm the 2020 Olympia champ. It's emotional as hell. Oh, man. I think I get so emotional because, oh man, this is 16 years of hard work, consistency, and belief to get to this level, and man, it's happy tears. It's happy tears, man, because you know I had a conversation with Flex Lewis yesterday, and he kind of put into perspective that you know I'm in the history books as a 3rd 212 Miss Olympia champion, and no matter what happens from here on out, that can never be erased.
The year was 2021, and SHAUN CLARIDA was returning to the stage of Mr. Olympia to prove that his recent championship had not been a mere chance, and that he could revalidate the title a year later against competitors who had improved. Calderon, Lansford, Kamal. The battle was guaranteed. But things got tough that year because we could see Underek Lansford coming in huge, a structure and breadth that had not been seen so far in 212s. It was the rockiness and muscular maturity of Clarida against the talent and genetics of Underek Lansford. In the prejudging, apparently SHAUN was arriving in better physical condition, and Underek somewhat more wiped out. But the brutal aesthetics of Lansford would put the Mr. Olympia 212 very close one more year. We got to the finals, and Underek had put that extra in his physical conditioning that he lacked in the Priachi. This was a duel of 2. Only the judges could determine who was the best bodybuilder in the 212 category of the Mr. Olympia that year of 2021. SHAUN CLARIDA's individual posing routine arrived, and we could not make this documentary without highlighting the passion that this bodybuilder puts into each of his poses. It is the passion of a competitor who has been enjoying what he has been doing for 16 years.
Where it comes, where it goes, I know everybody
here will be our 212 Olympia champion. The first place award, the Olympia gold medal, the check for $50,000. 212 Olympia champion. To our winner, and new 212 champion, Lansford.
But as in all stories, there are always other side stories. In this case, SHAUN CLARIDA crossed paths with one of the most promising bodybuilders in the world.
Obviously, that wasn't the goal, that wasn't the plan. We're gonna do it again, guys. I promise you that. We'll be back bigger and better and stronger than ever.
Y vaya si volvió SHAUN CLARIDA. Pocos meses después del Mr. Olympia, decidió presentarse a su primer campeonato en categoría Open.
Not just in the show. Open pro debut. not knowing what to expect being on an open pro stage, it definitely has a little bit of butterflies in the stomach, but I'm super excited. But again, I wanted to give you guys full insight from start to finish. So this is my first official weigh-ins this morning on show day, just so you guys know exactly what I'll be, fully dried out, 100% on stage. So let's check my weight right now. Hang on. 174.6.
And boy, did Shaun Clarida come back. A few months after the Mr. Olympia, he decided to enter his first open category championship.
En el tamaño era abismal, pero eran lo único en lo que podían competir tanto Regan como Sergio, porque Shaun se veía un mucho mejor culturista. Más cortes, más madurez, más redondez, mejor condición.
Man, that was fucking outrageous. That was great, guys. Ooh, what a rush. A little emotional. We made this decision 2 weeks ago to do the show. My coach, my girlfriend said, what would you be happy with? I said, being that first call out, you know? I was 174 pounds this morning. I was giving up close to 100 pounds to some of these guys. But being able to be in the mix, not just in the mix, guys, it looks like I'm in the top 3 of my first open pro show. I mean, wow. I'm just telling me all the years I've been putting in, it's paying off. And I said I want to be not just one of the best 212 bodybuilders in the world, but one of the best bodybuilders in the world, period. And like my girlfriend told me, I'm making my dreams a reality. So. Whew, man, don't get no better than this.
Llegamos a la posible.
I will now announce the winner of the 2021 Legion Sports Fest. Co-promoter Chris Minnis on hand. He will take the first place award. Well, in that case, your winner is SHAUN CLARIDA. Qualified for the men's open. So, now you got to make a decision, my friend. Do you go back to the 212 and try to reclaim that title, or do you hop in there next to the big boys and take your chance at the men's open title, the Mr. Olympia title?
You know, it's a big decision. I want to just kind of celebrate this tonight, but I will say this will not be my last open show.
I like it. I like it.
Crazy. Awesome moment. This is history. This is really cool. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Super congratulations.
We did it. Holy shit. We got the hardware. 2021 Legion Open Bodybuilding Champion. I'll see you guys soon.
Shaun Clarida's career would reach its peak when he won the title in the diploma year. However, yesterday, bodybuilding showed us that not everything is an easy road. A new, very tough opponent that represents a new paradigm in this category of bodybuilding. A very different physique, as we see how it ends Shaun's dream for this year, and will force him once again to have to rebuild his own history.